You're listening to Nothing's Off the Table, the podcast where no subject is too taboo to discuss. Now, please welcome your hosts, Andy Barker and Nobel Peace. That's my poor attempt at
the sprinkler.
Yeah,
I remember.
Piss poor attempt. Hey, so another episode. Obviously, we are not live on this one, but for your viewing and listening pleasure,
I just need to do a little housekeeping. If it looks like I'm not looking at the camera the right way or something, I just got two monitors. My God, is it a blessing? And I'm not really sure how it lines to like where I'm kind of yet, but I'll figure it out. And
who cares?
I'll be looking you all in the eyes. We talk.
Who whispering sweet nothings into your ear.
So let me tell you a story, Andy. So you're gonna love this. Earlier this week, I was at home, and my wife doesn't like smoking, and I happen to be smoking, and I take a pull and I blow it out the garage because she's gone. Right, she's at the gym, so I'm at. Well, as soon as I blow it out, the garage door opens and I sucked it all right back in and burnt every inch of my respiratory tract. I ran,
God.
and just buried myself under my couch where I like cry coughed for about 20 minutes. I mean, it stung so bad. I was cry coughing. Like it was, tears were.
I hate that shit. That hurts so bad.
It burnt everything. Everything gone.
The coughing, man. It just when you get into one of those fits, dude, there's nothing worse.
Oh, and I'm nonchalant. I'm like, oh man, this is great. I'm like,
oh shit, mommy's home. Yeah, it's the same way. Same thing.
Oh man. Oh, whatever. She doesn't watch the show, so I can tell stories like this all the time.
That's right. So my buddy Ryan, who
yeah,
not directly but indirectly, not 420 Chief, but my co-host for the Nostalgically Hip podcast.
Right.
I think I told you his house caught on fire.
You did not?
Yeah, his house caught on fire about 4 months ago, I guess, maybe. And so they're displaced. They're living at some little condo until renovations are completed. But anyway, so he went and bought he bought like a 26-foot travel trailer, and he's placing it on his yard, on his property, because they have quite a bit of land. So they're going to use that for when people come to visit, this, that, the other. He's not going to pull it basically, but he's got this super steep kind of windy driveway, and he didn't have a vehicle to pull it with. He went and bought this thing, and he was going to pay this guy $100 to go pick it up and bring it to his house. Well, the guy comes out to his house and he's looking at it and he's all like nervous. He goes, I don't know, man. I don't think I can do it. This driveway, it's too narrow. I can't get. There's no way. So as soon as that guy left, Lowe's made a delivery in a big ass semi truck up the driveway. No problem. You know what I mean?
You don't say.
Yeah. And he's got a little turnaround in his at the top of the hill, so it's not like you have to back down or anything like that. But so then he got to talking to the guy and he goes, I don't know what that guy's problem is. He goes, if you can't find somebody to deliver it, call me. I'll come deliver it. Easy day. So then he calls me. He says, used to have a fifth wheel, right? I'm like, yeah. He goes, you think you could get the trailer up my driveway? I'm like, I don't have anything to pull it, man. My Jeep it doesn't have the nuts to pull that thing. He goes, no, I'll rent a truck. Can you get it up the driveway? I'm like, yeah, easy day. So that's what we did yesterday. Went, rented a truck,
nice.
pulled it up the driveway, got it set.
No issues?
No issues. One issue, there was a slight little dip getting off of the driveway into the grass. And we tore up some of the, kind of bottomed out a little bit, tore up some of the driveway. But he's like, it's no big deal. It's tar. I can patch it. I'm not even worried because I was worried about you like sliding off, going down into the tree. I'm like, nah, man, easy day. But it's a nice travel trailer, man. I mean, they've come a long, long way. It looks like It looks like just some regular run of the mill trailer on the outside, and you go inside, you're like, "Holy shit, man, this is nice."
Yeah.
So,
One of the corpsmen I was with, in Marsac stayed in a trailer in North Carolina.
yeah.
Cleaned house.
Oh,
He
yeah.
he already owned the trailer. So he collected full BAH, living in this trailer park, paying $350 in rent,
Yeah,
cable included.
yeah. Power, water.
Everything. Yeah,
Yeah,
everything.
it's amazing. We
Yeah,
did that for like a month and a half when we moved to Pensacola. We had to live in our RV until we found a place. Let me tell you what, that was not great.
yeah. Well,
And
he
I'll
was
tell you
single.
why. Exactly. I
Yeah,
had Connie, had
yeah.
Isabella, Liam was just born, had
Oh,
my
yeah.
mother-in-law living with us, and 2 labs.
In the
You
trailer.
in the trailer.
Oh, man, that sounds tight.
It was rough, but, the RV park there in, Pensacola was beautiful, man, on the
Huh.
water. It was the old airstrip, and they converted it.
Mm.
It's amazing. But anyway, um, speaking of trailers, I bring that up because we got a trip coming up, don't we?
Yeah, yeah, Wounded Warrior Umpire Academy in June. That's
But
why we're cutting
after
these pre-shows, man, so that we won't, because we'll be out for a couple weeks and, we'll drop some content for the folks, for the little
but
boy.
more importantly, after Wounded Warrior Umpire Academy, I don't know, we're not
Oh,
supposed
yeah,
to.
we got the camping.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right, yeah, Raccoon State Park, made the reservation and everything. I was telling my wife I was going, she was like, "Good, check the tent, check it all. If it works, we'll go again."
Yeah, there you go.
So, I'm gonna throw it all in the car and take it down there. I love Raccoon State Park, man, Pennsylvania.
Mhm.
Oh, man, it's a great place. They have a lake, with a beach, all kinds of stuff there, and I'll tell you, but one thing about Pennsylvania, even though its politics is I don't know what you wanna call it, it's weird, man. It's you have you have Philly, Pittsburgh, and everybody else, right? Versus
Right.
everybody else. Um, but one thing about it, man, is it's maintained its loyalty to the hunting traditions.
Mhm.
Hunting's a holiday here. First day of hunting season. In fact, I know I've told it before on the pit, but when I got in the Navy, I joined the Navy, my first year in, I was like, we got a 3-day weekend. They're like, "The hell are you talking about?" In Pennsylvania, growing up, you didn't go to school on the first day of hunting season. It was a holiday. It was a state holiday. You were off,
Right.
so you can go hunting. And if you didn't, nobody came to school. You were off. And my chief was like, "No, man. What the fuck? Where are you from?" Like I've never heard that shit in my life. What the hell are you talking about? And there's no internet. This is 1996, right? Or there is internet, but it's like you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's
It
dial
isn't
up,
like it
it's
is today.
right.
I couldn't just pull it up and show them Pennsylvania state holiday calendar.
Well, you could, but it would take you like an hour and a half to download it.
I mean, yeah, something like that. Or who knew if that was even up yet?
Right.
If they even had that up, you
Yeah,
know?
probably not.
I mean, so
But anyway, I got on, I went on their site and I was looking at a lot of the reviews,
mhm,
and that's what everybody says. It's beautiful, but
good.
more importantly, it's clean,
Yeah.
especially for a state park.
Yeah. That's what I said. Pennsylvania protects its lands. Like that's the other thing I was getting at. Is, it's loyal to the hunting and they maintain some beautiful parks. Pennsylvania's got some beautiful land. I mean, it's in a weird location.
Yeah.
It definitely has some really nice land. 4 seasons. I mean, if you want to get buried, you can go up to Erie, get buried. You want to, have a mild winter, you can, head down to Pittsburgh, mild winter. Philly, you can go get, a little bit of both.
So, wow, there goes that train of thought.
Well,
Wow. I love it when that happens. It had everything to do with camping and, the state park, and I just don't remember what the hell I was gonna say.
I yeah, I'll just tell you though that state park is pretty cool. I've been kind of all around it, just driving around, getting
Oh,
lost and stuff.
I remember. So
Yeah.
how far that's what, about 3 hours from Carlisle, give or
Maybe a
take?
little, maybe a little more. Maybe it's not 4. I don't think it'll be 4.
It doesn't matter.
No,
So
I
typically what
I know.
happens, the end of camp that weekend,
Mhm.
Uh, huge tournament, right? And that's where
Okay.
you guys are going to get to work your games and get your first games under your belt and
Cool.
experience.
Cool.
Uh, so what I figure is it goes
Paid?
through. No, you don't get paid.
What?
The money you're getting, you're getting. You've already gotten paid
Yeah, yeah.
essentially
No,
with your.
I know. I'm messing.
But the money, it's a good point. Where does the money go to? Right, the
Uh,
money from the
Probably the
tournaments,
camp, right?
a good substantial portion of it goes to the camp. The guys you're going to meet. Two awesome people up there, Amy and Joel. They run the indoor facility and the outdoor facility as well, and they're the ones that put on the camp for us, and they are super amazing. So shout out to Amy and Joel. Um, Out of the goodness of their hearts, they donate quite a bit of the proceeds back to us. And when I say proceeds, I'm talking not only game fees for the tournament, but a good portion of the concessions for the entire weekend. And without them, it'd be really hard to continue to put the camp on. They take great care of us. So this is the third year in a row that we're going back to Carlisle. And
Yeah.
truth be told, it's about 98% of how well they support us. Not only them, but the whole local community, man. You're gonna. It's such an amazing time, and I hope
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah, the war
talking it up.
college is out there.
Yeah, I hope I'm not talking it up so much that you're disappointed. But it really means a lot to me. I get something new out of it every year I go.
Sure.
And this will be year number 5 for me. God, I can't believe it.
I got some email yesterday, asking to participate in some conference yesterday.
Yeah, so
It
yeah,
went out yesterday for yesterday.
about that. So that's our monthly alumni call. We've gotten this new system that we're using. It's called Neon One, and
Uh-huh.
it's just this conglomerate system that takes care of billing. You can do email campaigns and everything. Well,
Sure.
every month we have an alumni call for those that have already gone through. Well, inadvertently, the incoming students for this year got added to that list, and we didn't know it.
Did any join?
I don't know. I was working a game last night, so I was unable to attend. This is that time of year when we try to have our board meetings and we try to have our alumni meetings, but everybody's working games, and sometimes you just don't get the participation that you would get outside of baseball season, and it's understandable, and it's hard to get mad at folks. Hey, for not coming to a meeting when they're umpiring a game. That's our whole purpose of being here. You know what I mean? So anyway, but I'm really looking forward to it. My whole point with telling that is that Sunday, you just need to make sure you let the scheduler know that you need to leave at like 2 on
Okay.
Sunday.
Okay.
So they don't schedule any further games. Because if it's like 3.5 hours out,
It's 4. I
4
looked.
hours,
350.
okay.
350.
I imagine check-in times at 3
No,
usually.
no, no, there's no check-in.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
You just drive up in that bitch, park your shit, and go.
First come, first serve type of thing, or
No, 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 there's reservations online.
I
We
understand, but okay, cool. All right.
Yeah, we know we have the site reserved
Nice.
and the time then for those nights.
So we just get there when we get there.
You just get there when you get there, drive up, pull in, and it's site 11. Each site is individual.
Got it.
So I took the corner one that has nothing behind it, like kind of, but um I haven't been there, but you can actually, but it is yeah, it is I think I already said it right. Loop A11. Yeah, that's where we'll be.
Cool. I'm looking forward to it, man. And I just bring that up because well, I have nothing else to say at the moment, but it's on my mind, and if I don't say it now, I'll forget. As you can see, how easily I forget stuff. But yeah, dude, it's gonna be cool. We'll get out of there about 2. We'll drive the 4 hours, puts us in at a great time. We'll still have plenty of daylight. Get set up, and camper doesn't take much of anything to get set up. So we'll do that. I'll get your tent, help you with that shit, and
Yeah.
um, anyway, so as you well know, we there's a new season of Skinwalker Ranch out.
Yeah, there is.
And rumor has it that you finally got caught up on season 4.
I did. I did. I'm caught up. They did, I mean, they found what, geez, issues with the time loops and stuff. Not time loops, but distortions in time at 6 different points in the anomaly.
Yeah.
They sent up the weather balloon, which is interesting, which, um yeah, it's I had this conversation at the gas station today, if you can believe this, right? Same exact conversation, same exact topics. Right. So the weather balloon goes up and it discovers these space-time anomalies, right? And I said, I don't understand how they say it. I don't understand what they talk about, right? I'd be Dunning-Krugering myself, if I went
Right.
down that rabbit hole. I said, what I am aware of is that a few years ago, somebody won the Nobel Prize for sending a particle back in time. And he was like, no shit, and looked it up. And yeah, 2 people won the Nobel Prize a few years ago for that.
Wow.
Now,
I did not know that.
what I told him though, right? This is crazy, right? But what I told him though is after reading, because we're both science fiction nerds, right? After reading Michio Kaku's book, Science of the Fantastic, which I think that was called. I don't know. It's somewhere behind me. But anyway, but long story longer, he's the physicist out of New York. You know who he is.
Yeah.
Um, he talks a lot about how, a lot of stuff is here. You
He's
just let television ruin it for you.
yeah, he's like the legit straight version of George Takei.
Right, right, right. Exactly. Who didn't get interned because he was a good citizen. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, long s- long story
Wait,
longer.
hold on. That deserved a
Yeah,
rim
there you
shot.
go. So, anyway, he says, we've allowed TV to ruin our perception of things, right? Like you have meta spaces where, we go in with an entire virtual body, right? It looks like a triangle, and you have a TV for a head with whatever profile picture is your Facebook picture. He said, that's virtual reality. You're not going anywhere. You're meeting people around. You're looking at scenes that, yeah, it's not as sharp, and you're not in Yosemite Forest yet, but you can be in a simulated forest with this simulated, body doing whatever you would do in the forest, right? You can do that now. He's like, virtual reality exists. He said, but
Mhm.
you've allowed movies to make you think, oh no, it's not there yet. He's like,
Right.
no, it's here. So going back in time to tie it all together, and this is what we were talking about at the gas station today, which always reminds me of that funny scene, the rabbit hole, right? Which reminds me of that funny scene of Hey Shipwreck,
Oh.
right? Right? You're like, which one? Yeah, I know. Hey Shipwreck is an awesome show on YouTube. Andy, you know about it, right? It was
Yeah.
a submarine, right? It's based on a submarine.
Yes.
Or tell people about it if you remember.
So, if memory serves me correctly, it's a guy who was actually on a submarine that
Mhm,
created it,
mhm.
and it's I get they're in space, right, or
Yes,
whatever,
yes.
but the ship is based on like life on a submarine, and it's funny to watch it. But I served on 2 submarines. It's hilarious to me
Yeah,
because the little hidden gems in there that you just wouldn't get unless you served on a submarine.
right,
It's
right.
funny, man. It's really funny, and
Right, civilians. Oh, go ahead.
it's so true. There's more truth to it than anyone realizes.
Yes, yes. It talks to all audiences. It's so well done, right? It was done by this ET2 or something, right? His name's on it. It's not hidden work. It's nothing offensive. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
yeah, it's totally cool. Everybody loves it. And anyway, he oh geez, now I'm going blank. I lost what I was gonna say, but no, it speaks to all audiences, right? In the
Yes.
fact that if you're a civilian, it's fun. It's pretty funny because you're like, oh, it's interesting, right? If you're in the military, you're like, I know what they're talking about. If you're on a submarine, you're like, oh, you're like really laughing, right?
Yeah.
Because there were things like to give an example of what Andy's talking about, there's one scene where they're bouncing coffee mugs off the submarine trying to hit the other one. down the
Yes.
pier, like the other spaceship. And I asked the submariner who told me about it. The submariner who told me about it. I was like, "Hey, what is that?" And he was like, "Oh, he's like, so the hull, and this is unclassified, is
Right.
made of rubber." He goes,
Yes.
"So you're always," he's like, "So people bounce them off, catch them, like, oh," he's like, "If you're boy," because every now and then the CO come over to the counter, "Hey, quit fucking throwing the mug. We don't have any more," you know.
Right.
Like, but he's, or you, like, you try to hit the other ship or hit the other watch, or you're just. He's like, it's just things to do, like in the middle. I had no idea.
Yeah, that's totally legit.
No idea about any of that. And
I don't remember the name. There's a specific name for the coating that goes over the outside. I don't remember what it is, but it's 100% legit and true. And yes, I've done it.
yeah, yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's so when you're a submariner, you're really laughing. But I was just, right, regular Navy. Anyway, long story longer. There's a scene when the the two senior guys are looking at the two junior guys far away talking.
Mm.
And they're making fun of them. They're like, I wonder what they're talking about. Like, soda, cold, space, no air, right? And then it like zooms in on the junior guys, and the dude's like, "No, man, I'm telling you, string theory don't work that way. It's got to be over." Like they're like really getting into it.
But you know what? Even that part is true.
That's what I'm saying. I can't count the amount of enlisted people I met who were just sheer genius, but for whatever reason did not go or finish college,
Right.
being ordered around by a just clear derelict.
Right. Like me.
Yeah, being judged like, well, you're enlisted.
Right.
Right?
It's a
Meanwhile,
different world on a submarine, man. When you're
oh yeah, you're
underway,
all smart. In all honesty, I mean,
yeah.
they're tested. It's true. You don't go on a
It
stupid people don't go to submarines. People who may not
well,
understand their limitations,
there's
but
there's some A gangers out there that they'd fall under the stupid
yeah,
category,
yeah,
but
it's possible. It's possible. But you guys are tested, and that's
right.
one thing. One of those things. That's one area you won't see penetrated by woke policies is in an area that they're like, okay, this is kind of national security here.
Although you might be surprised.
I mean, you might, but yeah, I don't know.
It's
Anyway, go ahead, go ahead.
let's just say I'm glad I'm out of the military.
Oh yeah, I believe that too. But so to come back, right, to what we were talking about originally, which I'm sure you're like, what the hell were we talking about originally? Because that's what I'm thinking.
I don't remember.
I just remember it had to do with judging and people being smarter, than you may think, from a distance. Is how I'm gonna wrap that up.
Well, all right then. There you have it, sports
I,
fans.
yeah, I'd have to go back and listen to the tape, man. We got so into talking about daggone that show, Hey Shipwreck.
Oh my god.
Because it,
I'm gonna
it, it
write that
was
down.
hilarious, man. It did sidetrack me because it is hilarious, the stuff going on there. They get infiltrated by an alien, and the first like 5 episodes are them going through the security protocols before they can fire back. Like, is it harmful? I think so. Like, is he
Y-
pointing in a threatening way? Have you given the command to stop? How did it receive the command? Is it in
You,
its language? Like, it's
you know what's funny about that is that in the nuke world, you don't do anything without a procedure in front of you. And it's you know, read, point, shoot is what we always say, right? Read,
yeah.
point, shoot. You don't do anything if the procedure doesn't tell you to do it. That's why that shit's funny,
Oh
man.
my god, man. And what to me, not only because on the sub maybe you don't do anything, but the bureaucracy of it, the rules of engagement. You're being attacked. What do you
Yeah,
mean?
it's so ridiculous, man.
Yeah. But
So
yeah.
when I first checked into my boat, now most people, corpsmen excluded, they go to their first boat when they're very junior. Obviously so, right?
Right.
Um, I was a chief when I went to my first boat, and I already had one warfare designator, right? So
Mhm.
um, I was new to submarines, but I wasn't new to the Navy. And some of them cats they can't wrap their mind around that, right? They just see you don't have your fish on, so you're new, regardless if you're a chief or not. First week, I'm sitting in my little office in countermeasures, and I feel somebody tap me on the shoulder. I look over, and one of the fucking nukes has got his hog on my shoulder. Hey, let's fuck with the new guy, right?
Yeah.
So I said, that's cute. I grabbed it, and we went on a tour of the boat.
Nice.
This dude was in tears, man. We
Yeah.
went to the captain's stateroom. I said, Captain, you ever see something this small? He's like, get the fuck out of here, Doc. So
Right.
first week that happened, right?
Mhm.
We couldn't have been any better timing because word got out quick. Hey, don't fuck with Doc because he'll fuck with you right back.
That's yeah. You have
And
to.
so,
So I did remember.
oh, okay.
I did remember. We were talking about the particles in time above Skinwalker Ranch.
Yes, yes, yes,
And
yes.
I was talking about Michio Kaku, right? And how you get these distorted perceptions of things that, are here, right? So the conversation I was having at the gas station, now that I remember, and I wrote it down. So even if we do get sidetracked, I'll be able to come right back. Anyway, what we were talking about was I have to look at these things when they say move back in time, which is why I was saying I have to watch that episode again,
Mhm.
right? When they say there's a 1.6 or like a 0.6 second time distortion in four different locations or something like that. Um, you know, when those two scientists got the Nobel Prize for moving a particle back in time, what do they mean? Because that was the article I read. I
Mhm.
didn't read the actual experiment, right? And is this a case of virtual reality, right? Virtual reality's here, but not here how we think it is. So when you say moved back in time, did you send it back in time and now two people, in about 13 seconds, if you don't move that, two same matters are about to occupy same space and we're going to end life or whatever. I don't know, man.
Right, right, right.
Whatever the Ghostbusters said happens when you cross the streams. But are they talking about moving it back in time or are they talking about de-aging it? Right. And
Mm.
I'm not a physicist. What I'm about to say is probably 100% not true, but it will serve as an example of what I'm talking about. If, we measure an atom's age by the distance an electron moves from it, over a period of time, then that's what I'm asking. Like, did they just move it back?
Mm.
Like that is that what they mean by we moved it back in time? We sort of de-aged this one thing, or are they saying no? We threw that back in time, and we're actually running in front of it right now still because we don't want it to collide.
Yeah, that's a that's a
Yeah.
great point. And without reading the articles on it, I would probably say moved it back in time because de-aging would be something completely different, in my opinion. Again, I'm nobody. I don't have a degree in physics either, or quantum physics or anything.
Right.
Hell, I can't even spell it.
Right.
But that's just my interpretation. I could be way off base.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But it is fascinating, man. I had
That
no
they're
idea.
finding. Yeah, and they're finding this stuff and they're proving it. And then the one experiment they did, gosh, if you're not watching, you need to watch. I mean, they brought out a tribal uh song team with the drum. Do you remember that?
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah, and then they find them beating the drum, doing their chant that would have been done, a century before in that location, and it's heating up the rocks that are in a spiral formation. And you're like, "What the heck?" And
S
then go ahead.
You know why it's easy for me to believe that because I believe everything is centered around energy, right?
Yeah,
And it's just different. The music, the chanting, the drums, it's energy, but more importantly, it's sound waves and vibrations of those waves. We've already It's already been proven that, they're levitating objects with sound now. So it's crazy. So
yeah,
it's not far stretch for me to say, okay, I can understand conceptually how that could be possible.
yeah.
Um, and they've got, yeah, it's scripted. The show is scripted, but the experiments,
Well,
they're n-
yeah,
yeah, they're not false experiments. That part of the show is true.
Yeah, it has to be scripted. I mean, when you, um, I think they did a documentary on Survivor, right? Like how it works, and like, yeah, it has to be, or you get none of this, like
Right,
none of what you've enjoyed. You know,
right.
there is a reality component to it, and then there's scripted component to, yeah, like literally, this is just me. I'm going out on a limb, okay, and maybe it's because I'm in the military, but I think Dragon is the biggest pussy I've ever seen in my life, man.
Ooh, Dragon?
Yeah, that guy bothers me. I don't know why.
First of all, if your nickname is Dragon,
That's kind of, yeah, yeah,
yeah, enough
yeah,
said.
yeah. And then he's always like, I'm really concerned about the safety out here. I'm like, man, like I don't know,
He's
man.
holding on to that lifeline, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm not the dragon. I'm not, I'm not in his position. I'm not there.
Right.
Okay. But if a helicopter that wasn't transponding wasn't supposed to be there, I just conducted an experiment and now it's hovering over my location and it isn't transponding, I'm going to shoot at you. I'm going to shoot at you. You know why? Because you get two choices, right? Fess up, tell on me,
Right.
right? Tell on me, then you're telling on you.
Mhm.
Then I'll find out who you are, over my property, right?
Throw a
Oh,
drone up there if you're that worried about
well,
it.
I'm just saying, man, I would have taken a couple shots at it because I'll tell you what, it would have left. And if it had business there, it would have came back on the ground.
Right.
And then you'll know who it is.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And then they'll have to explain why they were there violating the law, not transponding. And I'm sorry. And, I'm in an area where, there's threats and danger. And this is the Wild West out here in Utah.
And
Don't
it's your
do that.
property.
Yeah. The FA, I believe right now, if you think the Department of, is it Department of Energy or I forget, one of these departments is trying to start claiming that, you're responsible for your property and the air above your property.
Hmm.
So you should be taxed for that, right? I mean, so if you're gonna say I own the air above it and I'm taxed for it, well then yeah, you know what?
You're trespassing, bitch.
I mean, I'm just saying if you're gonna be blacked out, hovering over, I'll take a
Right.
couple shots at you.
Yeah, so, for those that haven't seen that episode, can you give a quick description of what you're talking about or a brief synopsis?
Yeah, so they conducted an experiment at night for launching a rocket. And there's been several rocket launch, throughout the show, right?
Right.
So I don't remember the exact specifics of it. But they were trying, I believe, to send it straight up into the what they believe to be this anomaly, um, that sort of hides things or whatever, that the distortions come from. So right after they launched it, 6 minutes after they launched it, a helicopter came and
Mhm.
just started hovering over, and then it did a couple of flybys, and then just started hovering. And then they track who's in their airspace because so I learned this on Camp Lejeune, right? There's a system, because certain ranges have to be deconflicted with airspace, right? Because of what you're doing.
Right.
So you have to put it in the computer like a month ahead of time, and it all, and then you can book that range, right? That particular type of range. So I believe that they probably have a similar system,
Oh,
right?
I'm sure of it.
Because they're throwing so much shit up in the air, right? And a plane could be off, by a couple of miles or something. You don't want to have an accident.
Well, not only that, but the rockets that they're firing, these guys have to be certified in that stuff and
Yeah, oh yeah, they're
licensed.
like precision rockets. I mean, these things are going up into the stratosphere, man. I mean, the
So
the freaking
there's
balloon went 75,000 feet in the air.
right. So there's definitely flight plans and all kinds of deconfliction that has to go on to do that kind of stuff. So there's no doubt in my mind that they don't have a system similar or
Right.
the very same system.
And something that they can see, right? So
Right.
so throughout the show, they show you that they are capable of monitoring their airspace and seeing who's transponding.
Mhm.
So they know if something's over transponding or not. Is this a UAP or is this, flight 437 Ireland to New York?
Right.
I don't know why I would go that way, but
I don't know. Taking the scenic route.
it's a terrible, must be Spirit Airlines. It's a terrible
Right,
flight
right.
path. It's horrible.
So, that it makes me wonder though, that's one part of the show that could easily be scripted.
What?
Having that blacked out helicopter.
It could be.
It
Yeah.
could be. I'm not saying it is, but
I mean, but that's why I say I would have taken shots at it, man. I'm gonna have to drag it. Or you know what? You don't have to. Here's the thing, right? And when I say shots at it, I don't mean shoot at it. You could hit somebody. You could down the craft. You could really cause a problem. I'm saying let them know there's some muzzle flash here. Might be at you. May not be.
right.
I know if a pilot sees muzzle flash at night, he's gonna go. He's gonna leave. I
Yeah,
guarantee you, he will leave.
if he's smart.
Oh, he'll shit. He'll leave. I mean, I assure you.
Unless you got some X-160th pilot in there, just
He might dust you
yeah.
because sapphire. Some rotor blades on some helos can repel sapphire. I think the 53s can repel 9mm stuff. I think.
So, you know, you never know what you're getting. And if
Yeah.
it's a true legit black government agency, I guarantee they recruited a couple of them suckers.
Yeah. We dusted when I was flying. I flew Kazovac in Iraq in 03, 2,
Mm.
02, well, no, 4. Anyway, bottom line is we dusted like twice. You know, they were like, hey, can you dust these dudes? You know,
Nice.
some people kind of, you know, trying to swarm the relief and whatever.
That rotor wash is no joke, man.
Yeah, I wasn't on a 53, but yeah. The
Those
53 is intense.
yeah, it is. Even more so than the 46, in my opinion.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Yeah, the 46 can't repel sapphire.
No, and you've got the double blades on those, but that 53, man, that thing ain't no joke.
No. Yeah, that thing's nuts. Big helo. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
It is. It's still in service. It's an amazing platform. But anyway, yeah, getting back to Skinwalker Ranch. So, yeah, some of it's scripted. I wouldn't put it past that part because how easy dude's already a billionaire. They've got a production company. It's nothing to rent a helicopter for a couple hours. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, man. I was thinking the other day, I would love to like sit down with him. Like, what is it like to be in the billionaire club?
Right.
That's a conversation I like to have. Like, well, what happens? Like, so you hit a billion. What happens? Somebody call you? Like, I mean, I'm not saying like you're in a club. I mean, I'm just saying, you know,
Right.
did that
But
happen? Like, did anybody call? Like, hey, now that you're a billionaire, we expect more charity out of you, or hey, we have meetings, or you
what
know,
happens is you get false claims put against you and you get put on trial to ruin your president seat. Never mind.
uh,
Moving right along.
it's only worth Mar-a-Lago's only worth 18 million. Andy, come on. How about a
Oh,
little facts here
sorry.
for YouTube, please?
Well, Mar-a-Lago. Well, what do you say in the outro of the show?
Mostly accurate, which I stole.
Buyer beware. You know what? Hey, we're not political pundits.
Yeah,
We're not some professional idiots, but that's besides the point.
that's what I
If
was
you're going
saying.
to listen to us, you know what? You should know what you're getting into and take it with a grain of salt. Enough said
That's
on
right.
that.
That's
But
right.
so I haven't watched any episodes of season 5 yet.
No, I haven't either. I just wrapped up 11. I'm on my way there, but I'll tell you what, that the night gas station guy is even more into it than the day gas station guy.
Get
I'm
out
in
of
that
here.
gas station a lot, just so everybody.
Clearly, Lou's got a
Hooray.
lot of gas.
No, you know what it is? It's like it's literally, and Andy's been to my house. It's literally a block away, less than maybe, if you go out my garage. It's like right there. And so
Mhm.
what I do is I play hacky sack with the kids in the bus stop in the morning. My kid gets on the bus. We play hacky sack. And I walk to the gas station, they give free coffee to veterans. Get-Go in
Really
Pennsylvania gives free coffee to veterans. So I go in
nice.
there for my free coffee. I fill it up, get a large. I've been in there so much they allow me to use the large cup. So I, so I use the large cup. I fill it up, and then usually the local policeman's in there, or the guy that runs. There's a couple of regulars in there, and we just
Wait,
sit
do they have
around.
donuts?
They got nothing.
No.
They have nothing. And I tell them every time, I slam them when it says, "Do you sit down in our cafe?" No. No, there's nowhere to sit. And the same thing I tell them when I buy a lottery ticket every time. But when the Mega Millions or whatever Powerball's, I think it's Powerball. When the Powerball's up, I'll play. I
Mhm.
play the Powerball. I tell them all the time, if I win, I'm buying this place, and I ain't changing a damn thing. You're gonna be understaffed, underpaid, and underappreciated. Just under new man. The only thing different is it'll be under new management. They're always laughing, but they're a great group of guys, man. In fact, I'm saving up my movie credits. We're all gonna go to the movies, man, and watch Deadpool when it comes out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so in July, I'm gonna take them to Deadpool. We're gonna go watch. I'm gonna take. Listen, look how cheap I am. I'm saving up my credits. Bring on them in. Yes, I'll pay.
That's
But
hilarious.
hey, at the end of the day, though, I mean, if this has been going on for about 5, not the retirement part, but I do get coffee in there every morning, even when I worked. I
Mhm.
still went in there in the morning. I just go in earlier. Um, but yeah, it's been years I've been in there, so I'm happy to for toss them a credit for
So
sitting.
you said that one of them threw you a spoiler bone for season
Yeah,
5?
yeah, one of them did. So, the night guy, good guy, John, is in there all the time. Nicest guy in the world. If you're listening, John, shout out to you.
What up,
Told me they
John?
told me they found a bone. And I thought,
Mm.
what? Like I gotta get back here watching this. So then he tells me they're taking it to the analyst, and that's when it cut to commercial. That they had found a bone. Apparently, it stunk really bad. It was some prehistoric. Nobody thought they'd ever. I mean, the last thing they thought they'd find, and then the last thing they thought they'd find in Utah,
Hmm.
like of all places, but I guess it like stinks really bad or something. He brought that up like 3 times, um, but he said they're taking it to a lab to have it analyzed. And then I walked in and I said, "Hey," the next day I walked in and I was like, "Hey, John, I started watching again so I can catch up." He goes, "Well, tell me what happened with the bone. I couldn't watch it." I said, "I know I'm not that far yet, John." And man, he looked at me
So
like I set him up and I cut his legs right out from
I've tried Googling that. I can't find anything on it.
I don't know either. I mean, I can. Oh man,
I
we would get sued if I did that. I'm not even gonna bring that up, but
yeah. Yeah, don't bad idea. But no, I've tried to find, what remains they found. I've Googled that, season 5. I don't know what episode it was, so I couldn't narrow it down any closer, but I can't seem to find anything. So I'm really wondering what the
yeah, I'm not. I'm looking. I'm gonna
because
see if it's in the description.
it also makes me wonder if it was such a significant find, why haven't we heard anything about it on the news?
Of course not. Yeah, no, it's a great question. That's an
I don't
excellent
know.
question. Let me see. Let me see if it shows up in the episode description. Where
I mean,
I'll
my
look for
my
it. I need to know.
curiosity is piqued.
Oh man, I just got a notice. Mike Tyson Mysteries is going away soon. Let me tell you, folks. If you're not, if you're not all over that, you are asleep at the wheel. You are asleep at the wheel. All right, where
What's
the
that
hell is it?
show you had
There
me
it is.
watching? It was a cartoon show. It's about a
Is it the
black family.
Oh, the Boondocks.
Yes. Oh my god, that shit's funny.
Yeah, the Boondocks.
That shit's a riot. If you have never seen it, what it's on? Is it on Apple TV? Is that what it is?
Where was it? I think it was on Max.
If you have never seen that show and you like comedy, you need to check it out. The Boondocks.
Yep,
And no,
the
we don't
Boondocks.
we don't get
All
a
right,
kickback for that.
all right. Let's see. Season 5.
Yeah, we almost need some Jeopardy music for that.
Right?
Let's see. You still looking?
Yeah. The latest episode. It doesn't tell you. It just says a new investigation at the mysterious triangle reveals multiple UAPs before the team makes an unbelievable discovery in the creek that borders the southern region of the property. Here's the other thing too, right? So I was just thinking about this as I was reading it. This guy, right, that's on the show, I mean, you would see something would have come out about this being a fraud, right? That I mean, he's put his credentials out there, he's put his name out
Oh,
there,
you talking about the physicist,
the physicist,
Travis, whatever?
yeah, and the fact that he was on, here's the thing, they got a lot of people involved now. Something would have come out,
Oh, for
like,
sure.
hey, this is
He's
all nonsense,
he's
or
legit, man.
well, he headed up the UAP program in the first episode. The documents had been declassified, and he confessed. Right? I think we talked about this last show, didn't
Yeah,
we?
a little bit.
Yeah. So he fessed up that he briefed the Pentagon and was selected to head up the UAP task force, and he did. So but now he's bringing that team to him.
Right.
So
Something's gonna be revealed in the very near future, I feel.
I I
With the
think so.
Vatican coming out and changing their, stance on supernatural, events, things like that. This guy, he worked on the program. You've got the whistleblower shit going on. Something in the
That
very
irritates
near,
me to no end, man. That just irritates me to no end.
but something's coming out.
I hope you hope. I
I
mean,
hope.
you hope. I mean, here's what kill this is what kills me about the mainstream media. If this is a psyop, holy crap. That's a story. That
Yeah.
is a story. The government is actively like misleading us, okay? If it's a psyop. All right? If it's true, oh, I mean, either way, this is a huge story.
Well, the media
Why
is
is
controlled.
nobody on it?
They're controlled.
I understand. I get it. They'll say there's more important things, but
Bought and paid for, man.
I mean, but this could what more important than what if it's true?
I'm not saying it's more important at all. I'm just
Um,
saying they're controlled. They're bought and paid for, and they're gonna only put out what they're told to put out.
yeah, or
It's
they're well
it's
aware it's a psyop and they're in on it.
I
That
doubt that.
I mean,
That's giving them way too much credit.
I mean, it's giving them credit, but Ted Turner, hey Ted, I don't want to see any stories on this. I mean, Ted Turner was known for that. I mean, I think
Right.
he's dead now, but I
I
mean,
wish
Geraldo
his,
Rivera said the reason he went to Fox News was because Ted Turner would come down and kill stories on the floor.
wife was with him,
Oh
that
yeah,
communist whore.
everybody
Anyway.
hates her. Come on, free speech.
Yeah, she's a communist whore. All the shit she pulled in Vietnam, man, oof.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Anyway, I definitely do not wanna go down that.
People don't even know those things. Like people don't even have these senses of history. I'll tell you that I'll go back to this and but that an Austrian perspective on the history of economic thought has been a phenomenal,
Hmm.
phenomenal. Going through just history,
Yeah,
just as they're going through the like who's talking about what, who's writing about what, who's for what, who's not. But just the history value alone.
what's
Um,
funny, man, is the kids will come home, we'll sit at dinner, talk or whatever, and they'll bring up something historical, right? And I was, "Oh, yeah," and I'll start talking about it, and they're like, "How do you know that?" Um, because it's called, studying and paying attention.
yeah.
History is important, and you need to understand it. Not just what they're telling you in the books, but why. Dig deeper. My daughter, I swear to God, she would make the perfect lawyer.
Yeah.
She questions everything,
No, it's good. It's good.
everything.
And you have to. And somebody was saying interestingly, if you can do this, regularly, at a point in your life, it's going to change, right? But he was saying if every day you can, look at what you're doing and say, you know what, I don't do this good. I'm not good at this. If you have the humility to say, I'm not good at this and I don't like that, then you can like change. The guy was on Megan Kelly talking about this. He was like, you can change your life because eventually it gets to, I am good at this, right? Because now you've eliminated all the crap you're not good at.
Right.
And you're eventually going to end up with, I'm good at this and I like that. He's like,
Yeah.
but you have to have the humility to say, I'm not good at this. And I don't like that.
There's a lot of shit I don't like, and there's a lot of shit I'm not good at.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
Anyway,
hear you, man.
You know what?
What?
I think. I actually think. Uh-oh. That's what I thought. It's that time.
Yeah.
So, we've got a cool one to talk about today. It's our Veterans Helping Veterans segment. And, let me just throw it up on the screen here and we'll talk about it. So, what we're covering today is the Gary Sinise Foundation. Um, and their basic mission. You can read it right along here with me if you want. But freedom and security are precious gifts that we as Americans should never take for granted. We must do all we can to extend our hand in times of need to those who willingly sacrifice each day to provide that freedom and security. While we can never do enough to show gratitude to our nation's defenders, we can always do a little more. And that was Gary Sinise. And his foundation is amazing. And what I like about it is not only does his foundation take care of military, but first responders as well. Um, there was a uh, local cop in my area that was ambushed, shot in the head. He ended up surviving, but you know, basically paraplegic the rest of his life. Well, Gary Sinise came in. They built him a brand new handicap accessible home, and so amazing, man. So amazing. The things that they do for people that when you think your life is over, folks like this come in and really change your perspective and give you a new lease on life. So if you can, check them out. Donate. It would be a worthwhile investment, I promise you. And keep your veterans and your first responders constantly in your thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Nothing.
You laughed at something.
No, I
Thoughts,
just
thoughts and prayers.
no, just it's just a shame, but it's so good that they get involved in this. And then I was just thinking how Mel Gibson and Stallone are setting up a new sort of conservative actors guild, to
You
kind
know
of
who I heard is also going to join in on that?
thought Ben Affleck or but I don't
No,
know who
definitely
else
not Ben Affleck. Robert
should.
Downey Jr.
That's right. That's yeah, yeah. How'd you
So,
confuse the two, Lewis? I don't know.
yeah. Do you remember that movie that came out in the late '80s, early '90s? Less Than Zero.
Oh my god, yeah, I saw that once in my life, and that was enough.
I I can never every time, even if he's playing Iron Man or whatever.
Was
I
that
can't.
him?
Yeah,
I was too young. That was
I
him.
yeah I can't get that scene out of my head, man.
I know what you're
And
talking about. That was him.
yeah,
Okay, I did not know that. Thank you for ruining everything.
you're welcome. You're welcome.
I'm gonna
Uh,
go. I'm gonna throw Iron Man away right now.
But whatever, man. He was acting. Did he really suck a dick? Maybe, I don't know. And if he did, it's his business. But
But,
it
20
just
bucks
it,
is 20 bucks, right?
that's
Isn't that where
right.
that comes from? I don't know. No, it doesn't go for that.
Times are hard out there. No, it just goes to show the range of his acting, though.
No, I understand. Yeah, no, he's a great guy, a great actor, and it's really cool. I mean, it's really
He,
starting to show what's going on.
yeah, he's not perfect by any stretch. He went through. He did some dumb shit in his life, but I think, like most people, he's made amends for it. He's paid his dues, and we shouldn't hold that kind of crap over their head forever.
Agreed.
Um, but it looks like
Check out Gary's stuff.
yes, yes, please check it out. Check it out. And you know what? I'm going to say it again because, well, by the time you're watching this, we're going to be knee deep in it. Wounded Warrior Umpire Academy. Check them out. Wounded Warrior.
What's that?
Huh? What's that?
I
You
said,
go
what's
find.
that?
You go find out soon enough.
Yeah,
Anyway, let's wrap it up, sir. What do you say?
down.
Why don't you take us out?
Yeah. Hey guys, thanks again for listening. Again, we're dropping content and looking to expand to some more other opportunities and doing more things as soon as we get back from umpire camp and have a little bit more time. But yeah, I'm looking forward to a great fall coming up and a good summer. So catch y'all. Click like, comment down below, all that stuff. Like I assume I'm supposed to say. I don't know. It's all I hear coming out of my daughter's iPad. Comment, click
Right?
like down below.
I don't know either. Like us if you like us. Don't if you don't. Don't care. Anyway, tune in to watch the show. We'll catch y'all next time. Peace.
Mm. You're listening to Nothing's Off the Table with Andy and Lou, an Admiral Media production podcast. All information at the time of recording is most